How is everybody? How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? How's everybody grooving? It's the weekend. It's actually the weekend. Had a bit of a short week because of the bank holiday, but it's here. It's a weekend. And I'm so happy. Anyway, I'll talk about the news. I mean, it's not huge news, really. I think it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. Hold on a second. Let me do this. I've forgotten this, I think, last stream as well. Boom! It's a bit lighter in here. But yeah, let's get some music in here as well. Would you bet the advert's going to be at the very start? I'm going to guess it's something related to deodorant. That's my instant guess. Because I feel like I've been seeing a lot more of those recently. Maybe they're trying to tell me something.
Looking after the things I love is a big...
Whoever thought Sky? You got it. That was the one. Do 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 do. Ba 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 do 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 do. If somebody said Ben and Jerry's, that was the second one. Anyway, let's get into it. I'll talk and move and talk. Honestly, it's just gonna be, I guess, relatively big news for people who are into the Neverwinter stuff. What is that? It doesn't matter. So we've got the new adventure we're doing is Dwarven King. Go to Captain Belgold. Anyway, so big news, big news. Seek out the spider of the grinning ponies. Sure. So basically, I've been thinking about it, and I've been thinking about this for a while, that I've just not really been having too much fun. Well, I've been having fun in Neverwinter, but it's weird because I feel like a lot of the stories I get into and then the story ends and then, or it's cut off because of item level or something. And there's no easy way of getting through it. Yeah, I want to check whether the good ready parts for these. Can you please check? I'll take care of it.
One of the windmills was on fire. He didn't see anyone trying to dose the fire, so he assumed.
And so my plan is that whenever I finish this story, whenever the one I'm on right now, I'm going to call it a day and I'm going to switch to a different MMO. My plan is either to start from the beginning in Guild Wars, because I haven't made it past the original Guild Wars 2. So it's either to start from the beginning of Guild Wars 2, because I haven't made it past the initial story of Guild Wars 2, or I'm going to play the latest expansion of Final Fantasy. It's one of the two. I think I'm leaning towards the Final Fantasy one because it'll be quicker to get through. They're all dead. I said the windmills had signal for help. Can you move? I need to turn this down. That's better. So yeah, that's my plan at the very least. I'm going to move on to either Final Fantasy or Guild Wars 2 and maybe have a bit more fun, because I still want to keep this as an MMO specific kind of thing. Because I have fun playing MMOs. But I just want there to be a bit more of a cohesive story, or like a cohesive constant play, like you go from one thing to the other, and you don't really get that with what is a drow spawn? Does that imply that these are also vampires? You don't really get that in Neverwinter, I find. I find it a bit too too sudden in its endings. Like, I've talked about it many times, but like the elemental evil one, where it felt like the story just ended for no reason without there being a big conclusive part to it. Or like the Undermountain stuff that had a very similar thing. Or like or they'll go a different way with it, with like the Strahd stuff, where it's like, oh, you know that final bit of the story? Yeah, you need to be much higher level for it. And if there is another way of doing it, which I fully admit there is a chance that there is, it's not easily shown. Not easily shown in the game. And because of that, I'm just not really interested in it anymore. I like. Let me be more serious. I don't want to put in as much work as that. My assumption for MMOs is, I thought they were vampires. My assumption for MMOs is you get through the story, and then once you're interested in it after the story, once you've gotten into it via the story, then you start doing the higher up stuff. You get item levels so you can do higher up raids and stuff like that. If I'm not getting interested in the main story for it, I'm not going to continue it. I'm not going in for it for the graphics, am I? Because it's not comparable to like anything modern. Bearing in mind that, of course, no MMO really is comparable to modern stuff. Because all the MMOs are freaking old at this point. Like, people are talking about it's Final Fantasy XIV's time. It's still 10 years old. You know? Guild Wars 2, I'm pretty sure it's also 10 years old. It's just that when people compare it to WoW, which is the big name, WoW came out when GTA San Andreas came out. It's 20 years old. It came out in 2004. And look, I might be an idiot, and there could be solutions to this. Hell, it could be... Who the frick is that? Is he one of those dwarfs that uses the spiked armor, but he's a barbarian? I'm Vistra, who are you? I'm the point, of course. Who else do you think I'd be, you fool? That's good. What are you doing here? So yeah, like, I could be an idiot, there could be other extra stuff there that I'm completely missing, but it's not obvious to me, and I may be an idiot, but I feel like I'm at least average intelligence for the person, and if the average person can't figure it out, then you've made a, you know, there's some problem there, you know?
Watch yourself in the wood, Traveler. Garrett Chandler just came in. He says one of my scouts just came in from Neverwinter Wood with some...
And so, as soon as this finishes, I am going to switch on, and this is the big news. As soon as this finishes, I will move on to this story specifically, I will move on to that. And hopefully the people who came to watch the Neverwinter stuff like me enough to watch me when the Guild Wars or Final Fantasy stuff starts. The thing that gets me is that if I was playing Guild Wars, there's a new DLC that just came out. I worry that people would be watching me assuming I would be playing that DLC. And this, with Final Fantasy, yeah, there's that new expansion that came out relatively recently. But I feel like I would be playing that, you know? So it wouldn't be as big of a deal. Because people would probably be expecting me to be playing that, and I would be playing that.
Oh, you made it! Been wondering it used to turn up.
And I missed a good fight. I've been tracking some sort of... You remember the vampire drought that the Asmodai and these clans are controlling him?
You remember them vampire drought the farm? The Ashmodai and these camps are controlling them.
So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But until then, we'll have a great time playing this. Gwent, are you going to do anything? Gwent? No? Come on, Gwent. Look, I'm not even blocking your way. Gwent, get in there. Gwent, get in there. Gwent? I'm going to need you to do more than what you're doing right now. Gwent. Oh, Gwent! Oh, buddy's actually doing something. Well, he doesn't seem to be animated doing something. I mean, look, if I play some more Final Fantasy, I actually have a decent amount of. I have a couple of friends who are already playing it, so it'll be cool to play. But I don't think I'll be. I think it'll just be me doing the story and then all the other bits. I haven't done most of the quests, the patch quests. So I'd be doing them and then all the stuff related to them, and then I would be doing the actual story and then any sort of stuff they've done after the fact for that stuff. It's interesting. I found that game, I'm very hit and miss with that game. I think I've had a couple of problems with the expansions that maybe will be different in this one. For example, I think that they have a problem of not staying in one area for long enough. I feel like they need to do a lot more of like not going to a different country or continent or something, but instead going, I'm going to stay in this continent, but split it into provinces that have unique stuff in each of the like provinces or areas. And, you know, I just feel like you don't stay in one area long enough. And by that, I mean like the culture. And I also think that they have a problem where I think that, especially in Endwalker, I didn't rate the villain that highly. I very much thought that the villain that was in the patch quests was such a better villain. Such a better villain. And so I'd be interested to see if they've solved those problems. And maybe now that they're having to do this bit of a reset, because at the end of the day, they can't get any stronger in terms of like the threats you're dealing with, because you're already dealing with like universe-ending threats. And so them going like, hey, we're gonna take a step back. Hopefully it means that they'll also be able to solve a couple of those problems. And if the beast quests are good, I'm a huge beast quest doer. I do a load of them, assuming that they're combat, because I'm not strong enough to do strong enough. I get scared of the complexity of like crafting a lot of the time, or just the annoyance of it, you know, having to go to a specific area. I did a bit of fishing. Oh, I like his helmet. My vampire minions. Is he a vampire? Jarus Maravin? Listen here, Jarus. He didn't help at all. I guess I should have figured out that he was a vampire because of the fact that he had red eyes. For one. And for two, no, I just think the red eyes was the main thing. There's no two here. The fool has died. The battle is lost. Oh, I like that they have a line for if you beat him. Hey, Puent. Who is Candelera? Never heard of him before. Why did that zealot talk about you having vampire minions? You've got red eyes. How come I have never seen you at daytime? I hate these situations where it could be that it could not be happening like this, but it kind of feels like I'm just being used by another villain. And the reason why I'm being used is just because I'm not saying no. Like I'm just going, he's just going, hey, yeah, we'll go here next. And I'm just like, I don't say yes, but I don't say no. You know? Find out what he knows. Got it. This is an interesting way of doing the story in like lots of little bits. I just worry that I might get through this. Like I may be switching next week. Because this is going quickly. This is not like the other stuff. I had to go to 4 areas for the blimmin' elemental evil area, plus a starting cutscene. Do you reckon this one's gonna crash on us? I mean, this doesn't help, but this might be a problem with me. I have no idea. I can verify the game files, but it would verify the launcher, I think. So it wouldn't really matter. I don't know if I could verify the files any more than that. Look at that. I wouldn't be surprised if you look back at this in like a year or so, and you're like, wow, he had like full locks of hair, and then cut to like me a year later, and it's like, oh, he has nothing. He's trying to keep a semblance of hair, even though he doesn't have it. I'm waiting here because I'm like 2 seconds away from having my god be fine with me devoting myself to him again. I still don't even know why I'm doing that. I'm assuming for raw gems or something. What? That summoned something? But yeah, it's been a pretty low energy week for me. I would have thought it wouldn't be as bad because of the short week, and it hasn't been as bad technically, because it would definitely have been worse if I had another like day of work. But it's just one of those situations where you're like, oh, I now know like a secret that in the end of the day I should have always knew, but it's still annoying. Calm down. What helm? Bruner's helm. I'll help you find it, but you have a lot to explain.
beside me?
But yeah, like it's one of those situations where it's like it changes a work environment where you were like, oh, we're like kind of like a casual sort of work environment that, you know, everybody sort of like is nice and is sort of like a pseudo family kind of thing. And I know that they always use that kind of thing to try and undercut you, but you know, you never think that you're going to be part of those. You always go like, oh, that's going to happen. You know, it's like when you get scammed by like a Nigerian prince or something. Whenever you see those, you're always like, well, I'd never get done in by those because I'm too smart, and like only incredibly dumb people do. And then you get scammed by like something, not obviously the Nigerian prince one, because I think most people have figured that one out. But it'll be like, it'll say like, hey, one of your packages has not come in. Please click this link so we can reschedule it. You click the link and then you find out that you've lost all your money or something. You know, like, it's those kinds of things that you're like, okay, I didn't think it would happen to me, but it's happened to me. And that's kind of what I think's happened with me. It's like, oh, could I have maybe turned it on?
Them golems? They're supposed to defend Gottgrim from those who ain't worthy of entering it. Me and Bruno figured Moradin himself first made them, but as you see, they's getting old.
Fair enough. Yeah, I can't help you, mate, unless it's to do with religion. Interesting. It says disabled, not killed. But yeah, it just lowers the morale, and I think to a certain extent it's gotten so noticeable, especially with me and one other person at work, that you're just sort of like, it's getting to a point where it needs to be addressed. And I'm interested to see, because the manager that would probably be dealing with that kind of stuff is off at the moment on holiday, and she's coming back. She's coming back Monday. So we'll see. We'll see actually what gets done, if anything. There's definitely might be a shake up in whether I have a job, frankly, or whether I have if I ignore them, did they just not go off? Oh, yeah, okay. I'm being an idiot from automatically just doing them. But yeah, it's it'll be interesting to see. This time next week, I might be saying, yeah, I'm looking for jobs, or I'll maybe saying, hey, I got a pay increase, you know? Those really are the only two options that'll be happening. So we'll see what happens. I'm obviously hoping for the second one, but if needs be, you know, if it's a situation where it has to happen, it has to happen. I won't be happy about it because I love working there, but what can you do? What can you do? Boom, 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 boom. It reminds me of the D&D movie lady, who was obviously of Fae as well. Oh, mind control? Well, I mean, he hasn't done anything, so it doesn't particularly make me think I'm going to lose. Purge Prent in Holy Aura. Oh, should I have not hit him with the super attack? Okay, good to know. There's actually a mechanic here. Come on, come on. Come on over here. So he heals a bit every time the aura goes down. Need to get it up. Oh, wow, that destroyed you.
You had one charge and you didn't even fulfill
You're dead?
after you
You're undead?
Right. Off fell beside my king.
My throat slipped by a vampire, but he didn't kill me. He made me one of them. A vampire, cursed.
He made me one of him. A vampire.
No, my minions are out of control because of the blasted Asmodai and they and witches.
Keep me from serving me king. No, sir. I'll
But that's what she wants you to do. I'll recover the helm instead.
ban ya. Right, that might work. I've been thinking and talking, and I think Moradin's heard my plight.
I could use a magic.
Magic of that throne.
Oh, I'll take Mordian's blessing, then return to the capital. Oh, nice. There's some magic in the throne? Okay, I'll take the blessing. I was surprised that she didn't take all of the blessing when she came here. Or like corrupted it in some way. Maybe she did. Maybe you're still being controlled. And the whole point is that you've now manipulated me into taking this blessing that actually is going to hurt me. That'd be kind of a cool story.
Watch yourself in the wood. Let me get this straight.
Point is a vampire servant of Mordian whose vampire drow army has now gone out of control because of the Asmodai and the Thayan wizard. And to make matters worse, the wizard has stolen the helm of Bruno Battlehammer, a legend amongst the dwarfs, and intends to use it to complete control over Pwent.
A legend amongst
Never a dull ray. Yeah. You've done nothing though, mate.
the Thayan wizard Candelaria. She's made a lair for herself in Mount Potana. I'll mark the location on your map.
Like, literally, you just send me on quests and don't do anything.
Within Neverwinter. Good luck. Let's hope that
I'd very much like it if I got some, like, military help or something. Like, you look like you're a commander. You act like it by sending me on these quests and stuff. So, maybe send your troops? I don't know if you have troops, but I hope you do. Or, like, ask for some troops? You've got a horse, you look fancy. Maybe you're a noble? Maybe you have money? I know it's a lot of assumptions, but I don't feel like there's many poor people that have horses with armor on. Like fancy armor as well, like gold-rimmed armor. In fact, I don't know a lot of people who are poor but have gold-rimmed anything, frankly. Okay, this place seems... I mean, I don't have fire resistance, and they do. Which is probably a problem. I feel like against these people, fire resistance would be perfect. Not only am I in a fiery area, but also specifically they use fire damage. Oh no, never mind, we're in the Shadowfell now. You know it's the Shadowfell because some parts of it have turned grayscale. But not all of it, of course. Look, occasional parts of it you can see aren't grayscale. It's not like, it's also not like how it was when I was last in the Shadowfell, where we actually had to go through like a door or like a portal to go in there. This time it's just you just walked in, like it just changed suddenly. Shock Trooper. The fact that this thing is a shock troop, which I just associate with like fast attack, you know, like we send these in, they do their damage, then they leave. But he's like 3 times the size of the regular units in this army. feels a bit wrong. Like, you expect them to not be incredibly tanky, but do a load of damage. Like, they go in, do their attack, and then they leave. But I guess maybe these ones are called that for a different reason. Maybe it's called, they're the shock troops because they actively scare you. I mean, would that be that weird, I guess? If they were like, they were scare troops, like they were literally there for terror tactics? I feel like that only works against select amount of enemies, though. Yeah, it's a select few amount of things. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Bow. Bow, bow, na, na. You know, it's a little thing, but I actually quite like this activation thing. It makes it feel more like it's a boss. It's got the ultramarine symbol on her head, though. Bring it on. Bring it on, Candela. Oh, I dodged the wrong way. You do not seem strong. Have I overleveled? Oh, is it because my item level's too high? It could be. But she did not seem strong at all. And had no... Like, I expected these to be relevant. Maybe there's a second phase after I put the helmet on? Or maybe she puts her helmet on? I guess not. It's a weird thing, this. I don't know. Is his surname Dwarf? Is that what it's implying? That his name is Pwent Dwarf. Did you kill that witch? She's dead. I'm not sure the curse survived her death. Good luck, Pwent. You might want to get like some non-vampire controlled dudes, like, on your side. Just in case your vampire ones get, like, screwed over like they did this time.
Watch yourself in the wood, Trap. So, Candelaria...
There's no more on Puente's Bruno's helm. I suppose that's good, but I'd like to have a few scouts keep an eye on the dwarf from now on.
Scouts keep an eye on the dwarf from now on.
That makes complete sense.
Remember the Neverwinter Guard
On the foothill, he was out wandering on his own against our protocol.
He was out wandering...
Orcs gathering. If you find him alive, at least we'll know you'll be paid well. Okay.
I simply can't spare enough soldiers to safely investigate. I need you to scout...
I can do that. I've got this. It doesn't feel like there's a... That felt like the end of the story, so I'm wondering if they're going to link this back. Maybe I didn't kill the lady, she just teleported away, and that's why she was a bit weaker than I expected. Or maybe I'm completely wrong, and there's just a load of short stories, which I guess I wouldn't mind. Although that short story didn't really have too much legs, because it didn't really talk about, I guess, the Thayan wizard and why were the Asmodeus cult and the Thayan wizard working together? Because I don't know my lore of Forgotten Realms too much, but the Thayan wizards are more undead related, with like a lich as their leader, and the Asmodean cult are obviously Asmodeus led, but more specifically just like demonic shenanigans. I respect you for throwing axes. They feel like they're significantly harder to throw than like a javelin. Because they're, you know, a javelin's sort of well weighted so that you just have to, it's a straight throw, right? Whereas it feels like an axe is quite heavily weighted to just fall down. Okay, so it's goblins and orcs, which is interesting because as much as they're stereotypically put together, I could be wrong, but I don't think they're actually well known for working together in the Forgotten Realms. Because I think that the goblins all work, the goblinoids, so the bugbears, the hobgoblins, and the goblins, they all work for the goblin god of like the tyrant god. Did they say cut the ropes? Well, they failed to if they were gonna. But yeah, they all work for like the goblin god of tyrants, that like goblinoid god of tyrants, I guess, because I think he destroyed all the other gods that were like not loyal to him. Whereas I think the orcs worship like a pseudo like Norse pantheon, with there being like a one-eyed leader that rules them. I could be completely wrong here, because this is all based on like very limited bits of knowledge that I have like gained from just reading books about like monster stats more than anything. Because I quite like looking at monster stats for books and stuff. Just to see like little tidbits of lore, and also like interesting things that you can potentially add to a game. Although I don't have any interest in actually running a game, I am interested in looking at that stuff. Oh look, Dagger Tusk. I mean, he should be fine. It doesn't look like there's a single cut on your armor. And that armor seems pretty damn good. Hit him with the... Yeah, it's a boss that actually works on. That's a freaking rarity. Yeah, I think I'm overpowered for this. Hello, good sir. Bonego Battle Axe. I know, Captain Belgold sent me. What were you doing here? No, I saved your life! Fucking tell me what you were doing here! Where are your things? Alright, I'll meet you back at Protector's Enclaves. Is there nothing here for me? Jesus, did he kill like... On the way here there was like about 10 orcs. Did he kill 10 orcs before being destroyed by their leader? And then just be able to walk it off after like rudimentary medical care? Search for him. Okay, okay. Just make sure he comes back alive. What? I don't have to go to the map? Oh, he's in the tavern. Do, 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 do. I was so used to that, just always going to the wherever it says on the map. Meaning to get back what's mine from the smelly orcs. My equipment is easily replaced, but they took something which meaning more. Document I'm wanting it that. Okay, it's a treasure map. Got it. I'm in. Let's go to your map. Documents? Do 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 do. I watched something that was really funny. It was like I was watching some Twitch streamer and they were talking about RuneScape, you know, that sort of like old school style MMO, and they were talking about how there was like this really famous guild in it that were absolute dicks. If you slightly annoyed one of the members, they would like do horrendous things like dox you or like find out personal information about you and just sort of shout it to high hells. And they were horrendous. But there was like, there's kind of this secret like thing where it's very likely that like they were like making a load of money on like a legal sort of like games, I guess. Illegal versions of games that were illegal, like games. Well, I guess it's not illegal in the game, but like betting in games, gambling, which is quite interesting to see because there's arguments to say that some of their gambling was like just straight up better chances than a casino, which I find really funny because like, yeah, you bet on this and it's literally a 50-50 chance. It's a 50-50 chance that either this person wins or this person wins. And it's just like, actually, this is technically better than... I just find it funny that it's technically better than casinos, and this stuff is like all shady and stuff. I don't know, I just find that really funny because it's just like... To me, it shows like how iffy casinos just in general are. I still find it interesting that like, if you go into a casino and they find out that, or they suspect that you are card counting, which isn't illegal, by the way. If they suspect you are card counting, they just kick you out. But they're kicking you out just because they don't like what you're doing. Even though realistically you're doing nothing that's wrong. I do find that quite funny. It's like, no, you're cheating our system that we're making loads of money off. And in the scheme of things, it's a drop in the ocean. I do wonder, like... It made me think of like, you know, poker, which, you know, there's incredibly like so much money that goes around in poker, and you've got professionals that do it and stuff. And it's like, I wonder how much of that actually boils down to like skill, in the sense of like how much of it actually, like how much better do you become when over your whole life, how much better do you do than somebody who has like basic knowledge? Like how much better do the professionals do? Because I assume it's significant, right? Because there's many people who make careers out of it, where they're like, I've played this for so long and I'm good enough that I'm able to make a steady stream of money from it. And so there must be like a significant difference between a complete noob and like a professional. But I guess the thing is with complete noobs is that, like, to a certain extent, I imagine when you're getting to the level that poker players are at, it's more like they're learning like what other people at their level are. So it's like they're not used to the stupid strategies that somebody who had no idea would do. But I imagine, I'm more thinking in the long run, right? Like in the over time, I imagine over time it is significantly different. I'd be interested to see how much of a difference it is. Because, you know, you always hear about, like, when you're looking at the Olympics and stuff, and you're like, damn, these people are really, 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 really good. But then they're also racing other people that are really, really good, or, you know, competing in some way against someone who's really, really good. And so I'm always like, I kind of want there to just be a guy there. Sure. Ogre to ghost speaker. I'm always like, yeah, but sure, I've got no reference to that. And I'm never going to check it out. Like, you see like a sprinter and they run like 100 meters in under 9 seconds. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds impressive. But I have nothing to compare it to. So I've got no idea if that's an incredibly impressive thing. Or like, I don't know. This is going to sound incredibly ignorant, but like, can I do it in like 11 seconds? Like, is it a difference of like a couple seconds between a noob and like an unathletic noob and like a genius? Or is it the difference of like 10 seconds? Like, is the average person taking 20 seconds to do 100 meters? I can't believe these things can write. They look like they're in awkward, with some of it written in common tongue. Find something most possible. I'll let Captain know. If only we had somebody here who could read all those languages. Where are the warlocks when you need them? The answer is, most of the time you don't need them. They're more harm than good a lot of the time. And that's coming from somebody who would love to play more warlocks. When so from the decision, the forces you want are moving against small villages in the shallow waters.
Small village of shallow waters on the edge of Neverwinter Wood. Even worse, they've apparently enlisted a clan of ogres.
Ogres?
Lord Neverwinter said he would send a squad of soldiers to protect the town.
Ogres. Ooh, that's kind of scary. They're like huge. They're literally part of the giant species, so... This doesn't seem like it's related at all to the first... So it is short stories, just little bits of short stories that are tangentially related, I guess. They're both dwarfs. They're both coming from this captain, I guess. Maybe it'll link together. Maybe the Orc invasion is because of the Thayan Mage. Or maybe the Thayan Mage was holding back the Orc invasion. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Do 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 do. But yeah, like I've got nothing to compare it to when it comes to these Olympic sports. So I would have been interested to see like regular dude there just as reference and watch him just be like, I don't know, past halfway. Like he's halfway doing it and the he's halfway through the 100 meters and they're already like doing the award ceremony or something. There's also things like, I've watched a bit of like Soccer Aid in the UK, which they always have Usain Bolt on. And whenever he's running, obviously it's different conditions and he's retired. But whenever he's running, I'm not like, oh god, he's so much faster than these other people. I would like to preface this with, I'm not actively saying that I could beat Olympic athletes. I'm just interested to see what the difference is. Like, how big of a jump is it between somebody who's spent all that time and their life trying to do the most optimal technique to jump like really, really long, and somebody who's just planning to jump really, really long, you know? Obviously there's the techniques and stuff, but let's assume that I know the techniques and I just haven't practiced them. Like, I know what I'm specifically supposed to do, but I haven't practiced them every day for like, 20 years of my life before going on to the Olympics. I've just learned them and then that's it. Grummash, that's the blimmin' one-eyed guy that I was talking about. That was the pantheon, the head of the orc pantheon. Na 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 na. God, I'm itching to give to try out the newest edition of D&D, just to see if there's like how big the changes actually are when done in practice. Just because there's a part of me that really wants them to have solved a lot of the problems I have with D&D, and just sort of like the classes feeling like some of them just don't have much of a depth to them. And I mean, this is mainly just like a barbarian, really. Like the depth, and to a certain extent, paladin. Like I was on Twitter the other day, and there was this thing that was being there was this tweet that people were replying to, and it was like, what sort of TTRPG opinion would have everyone like this? And it was like a dude in chains and everybody's like angry at the person. There's like, what are your controversial opinions that the most people don't believe in? And I wanted to say that the paladins the paladin changes for the 2024 the 2024 Player's Handbook are a step in the right direction. Because I honestly do feel like they are a step in the right direction. We'll see if they've gone too much on the other way. But I feel like if people come into it with not the impression of what people normally think a paladin is, but more what it was always intended to be, based on everything else but one mechanic. Everything else except for the smite mechanic, I think people would be like a lot more in agreement that it is the step in the right direction. I always saw paladin as not just being like a damage machine, but supposed to be a support tank, right? The closest you can get to a support tank in D&D. So you're supposed to be up there at the front, being the sort of the front line, and be casting spells that both like buff their ability to tank more, or buff everyone's ability to round 2. And buff like everyone else's ability to either survive or to do like damage or like stuff like that. You know, it's supposed to be like, what if a healer was also your front line? And it instead boiled down to, at least in my games, it boiled down to, heck, we used to call the spell slots smite slots, because all you did with them was smite. Like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, is this it makes me feel like, oh, maybe this is the step in the right direction, you know? And then you have stuff where if you put it as a bonus action, which people are request, and then you look at like what they've done with the off the top of my head, the devotion paladin, where it's like, because they put it as a bonus action and because they allowed it to be a spell, well, less that one just always feels like it was needed because every other smite was a spell.
Doesn't look like there's much to worry about from the Bonago has
Roof spider, yeah, that's me the usual.
I don't know what he's planning, but it can't be good. He asked that you
I think he's a former noble.
spot in Driftwood Tavern.
as I was saying, because it was a bonus action, and because they've limited it to once a round, they all for the better. You'll be my guide. What you're looking for? Oh, is he a blimmin' a descendant of the king or something? Anyway, as I was saying, like, because they made it once per round and because they made it a bonus action, it meant that they could, like, use that design space and use the smite and, like, change it up a bit and give it added effects, because they know that it can't just be abused, because you can't just use it over and over and over and over again, right? So now you've got situations where, like, the Devotion Paladin, if I remember correctly, their Divine Smite, their regular Divine Smite, puts, like, cover down for people that are near them. And that's a really cool idea, because you're turning the Divine Smite into more of a support thing, like all the other smites are, that, like, help your allies either defensively or via healing or via, like, debuffs. And I think that's really cool. I think it's a really cool step to take it. If I'm in a situation where I can look at the Barbarian and go, that dude's damage. That dude's full-on damage and tanking. He's a DPS and a tank. Whereas this dude, this person, he's a support and he's a tank. And then the warrior, oh, well, he can just be a full-on damage dealer, or he can be a full-on tank, or he can be a DPS and a tank. He's got a bit of everything because he's the most versatile. You know, it's like stuff like that where you're like, okay, I sort of understand what's happening now. There's more clear roles, and maybe sure the subclasses will change it and lean you to put towards one or the other. But the fact that that kind of stuff is possible, I think is a step in the right direction. Giving yourself versatility, but without losing like what that class specifically does. It's one of the reasons why I put the actual things that I put down for like controversial opinion, which is that all magic classes are better than wizard. Every other magic class is wizard plus. You've been cursed by the driven man. Do not hold against us. Understand, be at peace. So yeah, like every other magic class is just look how freaking big that sword is. Every other magic class is just wizard plus more. You know, and because of that, it just makes the wizard not have a class identity. And people will reply with like, oh, it's that they have loads of spells. Well, it's not really that they have loads of spells, because that thing, in my opinion, is very rarely relevant. I'm never in a situation, in my experience playing magic casters, and most of the time I do play a magic caster, I'm never like, I don't have enough spells. I'm always just like, I have enough spells for what I want, because that's what I wanted when I chose the class. I chose the class that specialized me into those spells. You know, it's harder to explain, but like, if I wanted to go like DPS, I would pick the class that gets the DPS spells, you know? If I wanted to go heavy into storm magic, I'd pick the storm sorcerer, you know? And I'd be pretty sure that I am getting most, if not all, of the spells that I would want. I'm never in a situation where I'm like, oh, but what if I want all of them? And even if I was, with a wizard, I'd have to find them and then pay money to scribe them into my book to then get them. And for that, I have to get a lower hit die? What did I do to you? Nah, it's been corrupted, mate. By the drow. Bring it on. I can take them all. Literally, that's not a problem. This is... I mean, it's more of a story. Like, there's actual bits to it. Like, I will give them credit. Let's end it on a high by having a decent story. Like, there's more cutscenes that feel like they're dynamic and a part of the story. And I like this sort of like horde killing thing. It makes you feel like you're actually fighting them. I know I shouldn't have done that, but also, if it kills 3 of them, I think it's worth it. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Okay, screw it. Full power. Okay, I definitely blimmin' healed you. If I can't heal you, then, I mean, I can't help. I don't know if he actually has health. On the off chance that he actually does and he comes at me as a vampire spawn, I'm just going to do a bit of healing. Me king? It's not, it's me print. Loyal to the end.
I failed you, me king. You can't be trusting a damn dwarf vampire.
Oh, don't be like that. You did well for like a couple hundred years, couple thousand years. I don't know the time frame. You're not here. You're invisible. I was hiding in the morning. Maybe one day I'll tell you what happened. Kid is a good 2 hours, but not that it matters. I came here to reclaim my phone. Throne rejected me. I don't know why. Go on without me. Interesting. I wonder why it's rejecting him. I'm gonna guess vampire corruption. What happened to the couple of scouts that you had there? Tell me everything that you and him were going to clear evil within. Yeah, and the honor the name of the. Yeah, sure. Sure. Let's go on one last adventure, Brunor. Is this worth me using? I mean, I think it's a 3rd artifact slot that I have, so I might use it then. Interesting. Okay. Do. You made it. I'm not surprised that even I couldn't make. Look at this. I realize why the throne. It's because of me, Brent. He lost in gonna. Well, that's why he's lost, and I need him. I fought side by side with Brent. Let's go save him. Do 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 do. Bam bam bam. Why does it always do fireworks whenever I come out of this area? As if, like, congratulations. Look, if I finish this today, and we still have like a long time left of the stream, We'll start the next one, but it will end whenever on the stream or whenever we complete this, right? Whenever this is completed, that will be the final stream, no matter what happens. But there is a chance that this ends really quickly, which would be a bit disappointing because I had to actively, like, I didn't have to grind for a long time, but it's, you know, it's like 4 hours, like over 2 days, 2 instances of 2 hours. It's like, that's not insignificant to, you know, of using your own time. Like, that's not, like, that's important. Like, that's 2 streams worth, right? Yeah, sure. Let's go start looking there. Meow, now, 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 now. Wow, this place is overrun with people. Absolutely overrun with, like, blimmin', I'm guessing drow? The winds and the drow on beside him seem to match his combat style. Okay, so he's at least fighting them. He's not been, like, completely fully corrupted. But these are Draugr. They've allowed Draugr into this place? How did he not notice this when he wasn't corrupted or, like, in mourning at the moment? Because he only talked about having drow, like, allies. It's interesting to see drow vampires, though. Because as much as they sound like they would fit, right? You don't normally see that kind of stuff. They're more into the spider cult, like, worshipping and stuff. Wait, did they just spawn out of nothing? So that there was more dudes for me to fight? Or was it supposed to be they were, like, hidden? I guess they're assassins, so, like, them being hidden isn't too weird. God, he lost half of his health in that fight. Half of his health. It instantly healed, so it wasn't a huge deal. But he lost half of it just in that fight against basic troops. The dudes that take me, like, 2 special attacks to kill. Gotta wonder, like, okay, well, how does he do against, like, an actual boss, which I'm assuming will fight, which will be there, maybe like a Dryder King or something? Dryder Queen, I guess. You don't see a lot of Dryder males, I think. At least I don't think so. In the lore, most of the time. It's, drow culture most of the time is, matriarchy, I think is the word for it. Female-led. Yeah, because patriarchy is male-led, so yeah, I'm right there. This feels like the entrance to a boss room. Is it against Pwent? Is it another corrupted Pwent? If he keeps getting corrupted, though.
Throw it into the lava pits. Then take Gunnel.
No, Pwent!
You won't take me, Prince, or me go grim.
You drow witch! Bring it on! You and what army? Oh, the huge army you have that's disappeared? That's appeared! That has had the sound turned off for some reason. Oh, no, it's back. Okay, cool. What's happened? She's disappeared and also her health has turned green? Oh, she's over there. being guarded by people that I'm guessing are going to... Is she going to heal while in there? Or is that supposed to mean stasis so that she can't be damaged? No. I will say one of the things I really like about this game is the dodge. The dodge is quite useful. I will miss that in other MMOs. I summoned the giant spider, giant demon, demon spider. That looked like a dude. Oh, it's just one of those. That's just a Nefashti. I talked to one of those when an evil Archon had as a subordinate. Now, is this a Nefashti or is this a guy called Nefashti of a different demonic species? Because that would be completely... Also, where is the two dwarfs? I don't remember saying I'll take this on one-on-one. Oh, he got knocked out. Okay, fair enough. What about Pwent? Where's Pwent? Come on, Pwent.
Where's Pwent?
Pwent! Where are you, Pwent? Did you die in the fight?
Oh, Pwent, I'll save you one day.
Oh, he ran away. Oh.
Get back to the throne room.
No, Pwent. Don't just go after Pwent. He's not that fast. He's not that strong either. I could restrain him if you want to talk to him. I'm sure there's a way of non-lethally attacking him. Oh, does the throne actually accept you now?
You did good.
You see, the throne is accepting me, even if I didn't save Grant, more than that I want to. Ooh, replica of my own helm.
The throne is made a gift for you. A replica of...
What is this?
There'll be one more thing I was worried about. I was hoping you could...
Oh, yeah, I swore off friend would go passing through. I'd like to, if he's over there, I'll see him. Back. Okay, sure. Sounds fun. That is the adventure complete. Interesting. Right, let's see if I care about any of this stuff. So first things first is this box. Bunch of dusk armor. Kind of looks cool, actually. Replica twisted weapon. Twisted osmosis. Let's have a look at this thing. Okay, it's kind of cool, let's be honest. That thing is kind of cool. We'll convert that to an appearance library item. Permanently used to change the appearance of... Yeah. Is this good? I think it's good. Because I think I have 3 bits for... Yeah, I have 3. Well, 4 actually. That might have boosted my thing a bit. Let's have a look at the dusk armor. I think it's the dusk raid armor we want. 1175 is not actually a bad set of armor. Not for the stuff that I got the best stuff for. Because I went and obviously grinded a bit more. But maybe if there's areas that I haven't gotten the buff for yet. Like this one. Like this is a buff. So this is actually worth. Let me have a look at the helmet actually. Does it look better? No. Up. That actually does look better. The fact that I've finally found drip that I actually like, and it's on potentially the it is the final stream. Speak to him and then leave. Let's go to Protector's Enclave. Because I have a quest, if I remember correctly. A quest at the Prancing Pony, or whatever it's called. Driftwood Tavern, completely different. Why did I think it was called the Prancing Pony? It doesn't even have an animal in its name. I swear there was something pony related that was mentioned. Oh, I got a boon. Which one of these boons do I want? Increase max health, that's a potential. Increase effectiveness of healing potions. Add 5 ranks. Add 5 and a chance to heal you for 30 seconds. Movement speed. Damage against fiends. Hit points. Defense. Crit severity. I think just power is always good. But I kind of want to just take... I kind of just want to take, like, defense. Just so that I don't die, you know? I'm just going to put it all in defense. Because apparently I had a load to use. I didn't notice. Who am I? Who? Wait, what cutscene is this?
Looks like our friend is
Hey, Dritz! I know Dritz. Dritz de Erden. Most famous blooming hero in the D&D world, in the Forgotten Realms.
It's good to meet you.
My name is Dritz de Erden, and I've heard much of your adventures from Regis. I believe you knew him as Spider.
I'll get straight to the point.
How are we going to kill the Gamigorgon?
Going to gather a formidable force in Mantal Dareth.
Sure. This seems fun. This seems fun, I guess.
Regis has managed to guarantee us passage to and from Mantal Dareth.
I know that he's saying Regis, but all I hear is Regis. And when I hear Regis, I just think of, like, Waluigi. Like, I think of Waluigi and Wario, and I'm just like... It feels like something they would say, or like a vehicle that they would have. Am I gonna win? Regis! You know, like that kind of stuff. Fits there. Obviously, my accent was horrendous, but... You travel with Dritz and Regis for days before reaching your destination.
Oh, Driz, you made it. With Regis and me favourite adventurer. I got us a nice spot of what's left of the tavern. Let's share a pint and kill us a demon lord.
What about Queen or whatever his name is? Pwent. What happened to Pwent? You still after Pwent? Is Pwent with you? I only really care about Pwent, if I'm being honest. I don't really give a damn about everyone else, except maybe Dritz. I quite like Dritz, you know? You can't not like him. He's like the figurehead of D&D at this point. It's like him or a beholder. And I guess a dragon. Him, a beholder, and a dragon are like the things. Sure. Chapter 1. Got it. We behold. That's awesome. These people don't look like they're good aligned, but I guess everyone in Underdark wears dark colours. Which I don't know if it makes sense, realistically. Because there's nothing that says that, like, sure, you'll be in the dark, but when you're in the light, you'll look fancy. Why wouldn't you want to look fancy? I would want to look fancy. That's a really cool mount. That... Biggest Piggus? I wish I had Big Pig. Let me rephrase that so that Porky doesn't get sad. I wish Porky was a big pig. Because I want to keep Porky. Okay. There's a lot of gorillas and then some little people were near them and then a flying thing in the back. And we only have like a handful of dwarves. We need to extend the bridge, close all the tears, slaughter any demons we find. The task is simple enough for you and myself to handle. Are you ready? Yeah. Bring it on. Bring it on. Activate the bridge controls. Wait, did I walk away? Yeah, I walked away before they actually activated. Activate the bridge controls. They may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom. Bring it on! Take my AoE! My AoE that doesn't care about whether it doesn't affect my allies.
Your demons shall be spared by our blades.
You got damn right, that's true.
That's the spirit. Feels like old times. Like which time? We've had many old times.
I haven't.
Maybe when we fought Shimmerglow. Plan on riding a flaming dragon again. Not if it means pretending to be a tourist. What about pretending to be dying?
Stop leaving me out. I feel like a third wheel.
You still remember that? I remember many things, Bruno. Care to test me? I do. What else do you remember?
Stop talking like this. I can't.
Vividly remember a moment. Don't remind me. We just never let it down if you ever.
Stop talking like this and let me join in. That's not fair. That's just not nice. Reminiscing about something that you guys did without me there. It's just leaving me out of it. Wait until like you're just you two to talk about it. But at least if you're gonna talk about it, don't talk about it for a metric ton of time. Come on. Wait, is this a time thing? Like, are we supposed to kill them within a certain time limit or else it's bad? Bring it on, next tear. Apparently I can seal them as if it's nothing. Bow, bam, bow. Ba-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. You can imperceptibly see me slightly dancing to the song. God, remember that time that when Puent and us, we fought against that demon, and then we also had fought against that drow queen. How does this feel, Dritz? Huh? Me talking about something that you weren't there for hurts. Hurts, don't it? Bring it on, random creature. You suck. Look, we can have an argument and still kill you. That's how much you suck. You weren't even named something special. I bet you it's gonna be a Demogorgon's second in command, those like weird baboon, two-headed baboon things. I don't even think are like Demogorgon followers. I think they're just the remnants of a demon lord he killed, and that just follow him now. If I remember correctly. It's weird to think that there's a lot of people that came into D&D thinking the Demogorgon looks like a plant, like a weird planty thing. Which is like completely not what it looked like in base 5e. It's weird what they did. From what I can gather, I am Lance, a Lithid Scourge, the Lager. Oh, I like that you're a Lithid Scourge. A Lithid Scourge is like a good moniker. It's interesting that they chose like to have the Demigorgon be like the tiny thing, from what I can gather, and the Mind Flayer, I think, was a bigger creature, and then they had Vecna, who is like they actually made off as as the big villain that he is in D&D. Why don't you understand that? In what way has a demon ever saved us? Like, at all? I've never been in a situation where I've been like, thank God there was demons there.
What sort of madman would work with demons?
I guess maybe the Blood War.
Baphomet controls him. We must see if we can help the man.
Maybe I guess the Blood War does count, because if the Blood War wasn't a thing, there'd be a lot more demons fighting, like trying to break into our world. There'd be a lot more devils trying to break into our world. So inherently, the demons being there, locking out most of the devils. You dudes again. I think I would prefer the Eternal Flames to be ruling than demons, though. Now, they're all just about fire. If you do the fire, you're pretty chill. It better not be that tiefling lady again, leading them. I've had enough of that tiefling lady. I mean, while me, Dritz, and Bim and Regis are here, I honestly don't think there's anything that could stop us. Like, at all. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure you guys are pretty strong. I mean, you're riding a pretty scary creature. But, like, Dritz is a hero that's, like, beaten many big things. Like, he's fought, like, drow, like, priestesses and drow queens before. Regis is the king of like an ancient dwarf kingdom with the blessing of literally, I think, 2 of their gods. And I'm the main character? Well, realistically, I'm like the secondary main character to Dritz. Let's be honest, Dritz is the main character. And you know what? I'm fine with that. More blimmin' demons? We just destroyed these blimmin' things. I guess I did a kind of rush job. I feel like it would take a lot more than that to actually get rid of them all. I thought we had done an okay job. I thought it'd last a week. No, this isn't fair. I'm not letting you just build up a front line that can kill. That's not how this works. Come on, come on. You could, if I line it up so that your range dudes are also in it. What are you? Oh, you're doing your scream. Oh, what a shot. Sure, mate. I'll release the bridge and get the barrier against the demons. Get over here now. I'm also a cleric, you know. I could do it. So I'm being very aggressive today. I don't know why. Oh, you reckon that guy's leading them? The Baylor looking dude. So we got a 3-way war. Demons, elemental, evil, fire cult. You've got wings.
Demons. I'll be back to kill you all.
I'm not sure how demons work, but I've got a sneaking suspicion that you're bloodlust.
frequent saver of the day. Oh, that last time.
It was my own doing. I've needed on behalf of several factions. You'll see me going back and forth, but that's not. I'm here to help everyone with whatever he's doing. It seems we made it worse.
So I wouldn't say that.
If anything, I believe that you got the demons cornered. Why else wouldn't they throw such a large force at us?
Throw such a large
If anything else, I'll use a missing scroll Elmas had gave me. He told me to use it when hope and home seemed to be lost. Good point.
and we won't.
These bloody cultists are gonna pay for killing me, people.
These bloody cultists are gonna pay for killing me people. And the fire giant was here. Ooh. True. What's also true is that hasn't he just got back his actual people? As in, like, wasn't he not a king until, I mean, at most, like a day ago? Like, we just did that quest and then you told me to come here. So, did you just instantly get back your whole kingdom? Or was there something more that happened in between that? Come on. Certain Dune awaits.
We're gonna take care of anything. I should have
Known Vanfar cult would attack. It is Vanfar again.
mistake twice. We're gonna strike hard. Me soldiers are fighting
Cult of
the flame.
but we're not gaining any ground. You and Dritz are going to fix that. Defeat whoever leading this. In the meantime, I'm meeting with Lena Luran to see who else can help me.
I'm meeting with Nina Linero to
I'm going to see if I can... Just because I may as well, like, assume that at some point I come back to this. So I'll do that. Boo. I mean, this is at least interesting. It's using a character I'd seen previously. I don't know if Puent's ever going to come up. I don't actually think they're an actual true follow-up from the previous one, but it's nice to see a character we've seen before. But by the way, speaking of MMOs, I was watching, I was listening to Geekenders, which is a podcast, that's Jesse Cox, Dodger, and they had Preach on. And,
boot to face.
hey, Minsk.
Warden and the adventurer. Oh, we are going to kick much evil butt.
Ah, very cute. And they were talking about the latest WoW expansion. I've never been into WoW, and I'm not planning on joining either. But it was interesting to hear.
Emerald Enclave wants to help Local Grid, so they sent Minsk.
I see. We appreciate it, but something is off.
You want whose help? He is quite good at uncovering things.
No, I do not. I have to ask, how are you still alive?
How are you still alive? What do you mean?
What do you mean? My heart beats.
And my
Sword
swings, yeah.
I am alive.
Yes, but by human
You should have died long ago.
being dead longer.
Oh, is he age?
As long as evil exists, Minsk cannot rest.
Is he literally being powered by a god?
I do not know about any reincarnation.
Minx is just Minx.
It's just Minsk.
Minx is the one that holds the hamster. And yeah, they were talking about the War Within, the latest WoW expansion. And apparently they've gone for like a new different approach for it. So what they've gone for is instead like, they're going a bit more Final Fantasy 14 in that it's very story focused, whereas the story was kind of a secondary thing before. Which I find interesting to hear. I think I might have missed a couple of cults that I was supposed to beat up. And apparently, like, the main story, like, has had a huge trim of, like, all of the different, like, the important stuff. Did I talk about this earlier, this stream? I don't remember. But either way, it's interesting to see them do that. I remember talking about this, but I don't remember if I was talking to myself, talking to one of my friends on Discord or actually listening to it and assuming that I was in the conversation. Look, I ain't all there, because sometimes I'm like sometimes I think I'm having a conversation, but it's just me like randomly putting myself into a conversation that other people were having, like that I'm not a part of, that I'm like listening to and going, I'm having this conversation. But whereas realistically what's happening is instead running away. Okay. Yeah, so realistically instead it's just I'm watching somebody. I mean, a battle rager feels like it would be better in combat than a fighter. And they don't seem outnumbered. So the dwarf should have won that in the long run. Let's go kill another fire giant commander. I didn't realize so many fire giants fell to the elemental evils. I mean, it makes sort of sense. You lose your god. There's a godlike being that you can worship that is of fire. You're of fire. You're very useful. Just base being that strong is very useful to have. They have the higher ups, the storm giants and the cloud giants start edging into being part elemental or full on elemental. I like your drip. I don't like you. Where's Vanifar? Wait, that guy wasn't... Wait, the dude that said all of that stuff wasn't the leader? Who's this? Dritz? What are you doing? Get up. How did they knock out Dritz? Did he stand in like the lion attack? Even then, that shouldn't have knocked him out like that. Lucas Stainwell III.
Hello, adventurer.
As you can see, the Lord Alliance has been trying to help. We plan to continue our help. We could use a little help as well. That's just soften up for helping him.
What great fun! Bull and I will return to Protector's Enclave to seek out more evil.
Sure, I guess. Bye, Minx. It was nice seeing you, Minx. Do. I've seen that angel lady around as a companion, and it looks like she has a sword that is also a harp. And it looks funny, like it looks cool, but like, how does that work? I'm all up for like a weapon musician, like weapon musical instrument kind of combo. But like, how does it work? That feels like it'd be incredibly weighty. I guess you could use like an axe. And it would work. My soldiers are reporting their callers are backing off for now. Receive a note from the Lord Alliance. I suppose we should help him. You don't care for Lord Neverwinter? Weren't you a god? Weren't you a god of his for a while? Technically? Oh, he ran off to help him. I guess you better be on your way to help her. Neverwinter said he sent one of his warlocks. Oh, nice. It'll be the dryad, the tiefling. Blimmin' talking about Baphomet? I thought we were taking out the Demigorgon. Are they work? I don't feel like they'd work together. I don't feel like that's a thing. Madness Assault. Ooh, is this gonna be Spell Plague stuff? Like, is it gonna be like, oh look, you're talking about uniting all your allies, but unintentionally you'll be fighting all your enemies? Do. That's demons. Hey, it's a spell play guy. Oh, I like these people. They're nice. They're like the Dead Legion or whatever. Like the Damned Legion. That's right. You stay here. I'll help her. What are they called? The Scar Company. Oh, yeah. That's the cool name. We are the Scar Company. We really, really like that dude from The Lion King.
Let's go purge the madness from this place, darling.
Of course, darling. Lil faster, darling. I don't know if I'm supposed to stay in your light. I'm worried that I'm gonna get screwed over if I don't.
Here and activate that holy symbol.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'm also a holy lady. What's your god? Mine's Tyr. Oh. These boys. Intellect devourers. Well, you're not going to find much food here. That's a bit mean. That's maybe I'm taking that a bit too far. She's probably smart.
Let's continue.
Look, I appreciate you calling me darling, but I feel like I'm supposed to give you like some form of consent before you're allowed to do that. Wait, do we have the same symbol? Oh no, it's slightly different. Mine's a bit curved to look more like a sun, whereas yours are like a bit more straight to look more like a, I don't know, like a star. Forsworn. Okay, it's Spell Plague people. So we are in the Spell Plague area, even though he was like, first Spell Plague, now demons. It's just Spell Plague. You're still dealing with that.
Let's push forward.
I mean, I have killed an evil female lich on my own. Well, no, me and Porky, sorry. Bow, bow, na, na. I feel like I've actually achieved probably more than you have. I like healed a shadow dragon. Have you done that before? I mean, that shield you put up was pretty good. But was it? Did you imply that you? That was Elminster. Also, if Elminster gave it to you, why is he not here? We could deal with like a. We could. It'd be great to have an arch wizard with us. As much as I don't appreciate wizards as a class, as NPCs they're great.
Killing monsters, darling.
I've done it all my life, mate. It's all I've been doing constantly for like several months now. Why are we in the Spell Plague area? I thought we had not solved the problem, but like kept the Spell Plague at bay for now.
More monsters.
Oh, also, where's the really powerful astral projecting wizard? Remember that dude?
Wow, you're quite the monster slayer, aren't you?
You said the exact same thing before. Please, I'm begging you. Come on. Thank you. So I'm in an aggressive mood today. I don't know why. What happens if I'm out of this thing? Oh, you take damage over time. Got it.
We've got incoming monsters, darling.
Oh, luckily that Hulk. Okay, never mind. Oh, I think she throws the same thing as me. Samesies.
We don't have much to fear with you around, dear.
Oh, that rhymes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll give you credit for that. We don't have much to fear when you're around, dear. We don't get much done when you're around, hun. I can rhyme too. Okay, I'm in the middle of no. Why am I taking damage? This place doesn't look... Okay, maybe it's a bit spell plagued, but not as spell plagued as the place that was dyed slightly blue.
We can rest in this outpost. It looks like someone is inside.
Hello, Lance.
Someone else is here.
I've been trying to stop the demons in this madness orb, but nothing I do seems to work. I know this is caused by a Baylor.
Seems to work.
Seems like you have a cleric with you. Perhaps this is where I went wrong. My name is Lance, friend of the friendless Thulga.
Looks like you have a cleric with you.
Is this a trick? You just brought me in the Underdark.
What? I haven't been in the Underdark for months.
Not seen anything my...
Just my expedition with the Order of
Linu, could you tell me if Lance is telling the truth?
I don't know, dear. Something does seem quite.
He does seem troubled. I think we should take him with him. Okay, different versions. Maybe he'll win the past.
Lance, dear, I hope you're not going to betray us.
I am an honorable Goliath. I would do no such thing.
Oh, he's a Goliath. That's...
Servant of Baphomet.
Miss Lanaro, I would never serve a demon.
fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Where were you when the demon attacks began?
With the rest of my
Clan in the city.
slayed many a demon that day.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you remember fighting our adventurer friend?
No.
Should I?
I?
Yeah, I was a demon worshipper.
No, you shouldn't. Let's focus on the task at hand.
Interesting, interesting. I'm gonna guess they're twins. I mean, I can't see his face, so he could just have the same name and surname. Look, all I'm saying is it that weird to say that? I love the spin, because it's such a stupid maneuver that I don't feel like anyone in real life would do, but it's so fun. And I would be annoyed if it didn't happen, you know? So the spell plague thing. It's a weird combo of like regular, like mutated people, and then also like illithid stuff. This is where he becomes illithid slayer, because we're going to be fighting a load of illithid type things. And then later on, we'll get him and he'll become like demon, friend of and then we saw him, he's friend of demons. That must be it, right? Okay, I think maybe my shift key is a little wonky. Oh no, it's because I'm double clicking. That's what it is. I forgot that that's also how you can sort of dash. Do 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 do. It is pretty impressive you're able to do some like damage while also doing this. I think I prefer fighting demons than I do fighting spell plague. Oh, I'm convinced it's going to be one of those things where it's like, we need them for the greater evil. These demons, they're immortal. We can use these to greatly like send them in as chumps. Oh no. Oh no. I don't want to get spell plague. I don't know if it would affect somebody of divine origin. Do 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 do. It's weird because, like, in D&D, I was thinking about this the other day. There's a goddess of magic who canonically in that world brought magic back, and when she wasn't there, magic just stopped working, right? Which heavily implies that even regular arcane magic that wizards do is inherently divine magic. Just divine magic done via the god of magic. Which is an interesting thing to think of. Because I guess it's just a god that inherently, by researching her, you make her more powerful. So she doesn't care that not a lot of people worship her. compared to how much power that she...
Here we are. Let's dive below and have a chat with our bailiff friend. You should take the lead on this one, dear.
I already was? Unless you were talking to friend of the friendless, blimmin', what's his name? Lands, friend of the friendless. There's the Baylor. You're looking very, Lord of the Rings today, good sir. You're looking very Balrog, that's the word I was thinking of. Are you taking any damage from big old spin attack? It's offensive if you don't, because the spin attack is the most powerful move in existence. Oh, he got burned. And then he gets possessed.
Someone is taking control of Lance.
Good thing we both got divine magic. With the maze engine. Quickly, protection from good and evil. Quickly, use protection from good and evil.
I'll find a way to save him.
It's called protection of good and evil. Protection of evil and good, sorry. It gets rid of possessions. I mean, I guess he could resist it because technically he's not willing, but... I mean, you could still try it. They'd have to make, like, I'm guessing, like a wisdom saving throw or something? I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look up that spell again. Oh, do. Somebody went just for the roofs this place. Sounds like Lance is unwilling to serve Baphomet that could help us. We could take some time to figure out killing Baphomet. We'll see this. Is it not the Demigorgon we're supposed to be fighting? Is that not something I... Hey, it's a tiefling. It's the Warlock of Neverwinter, Marcos. Or Makos. Feels like something we don't want to get rid of. Who's your patron? Who's your patron? I'm not. Our archmage named Vision Devere. No one knows where the blasted drow lives. Okay. Yeah, let's go deal with this boy. Bow, bow. It's always these situations where I'm like debating in my head. Do I get the go on my mount, or is it just far enough that there's no worth? And then normally about the time when I am like I commit to it, it's not really. I'm like I'm like okay, I it's too late. Cool, let's go. I'm not gonna question you. Okay. Well, I mean, it may be dangerous, but I'm used to dealing with dangerous artifacts. In fact, I have 3 artifacts on me at the moment. Old Dragon's Lair. Luckily, that means that a dragon's not there. Or a really old dragon's there. I'm hoping it's that canonical, the one that's really, really chunky. I like that dude. He was in the D&D movie, I think. Good to know. Time to jump down a dark pit. This feels like a... He didn't say what he cast! He didn't say what he cast! Oh, that felt like a secret, but I didn't commit. What? Also, you didn't stop me from taking damage. What if I had just not had a lot of health? What would have happened then? Was that a dragon? Dragon fresh wormlings, implying these are all dragon babies? Or wyvern babies?
The lava is hotter than anything you've encountered. You'll be dead the minute you touch it.
Are you sure? The amount of... I thought somebody said that they had hellfire. Oh, that's just a dragon in the background. In fact, is that another dragon in the background? How many dragons are in the background? This isn't fair. You call this a dragon's lair? This is a dragon's lair instead of... Right. Jumping puzzle? Easy. $43 doesn't need it. Nice title for that. Bring it on. I can do jumping puzzles. These are all babies. I really don't feel like it's fair to kill them. Like, they haven't done anything to me. And there's nothing that says these dudes are inherently evil. Like, sure, every other Dread Dragon I've seen has been evil. But they're a kid. They're not programmed to be evil. Unless I've missed a lore bit where they actually are.
Lose the orb after all. He could have placed it here for safekeeping.
Yeah, but how would he get it back? This feels like it's not a place he couldn't deal with easily either. And if I'm being completely honest, these dragons do not seem that competent. Like, at all. Like, I'm not saying that they're useless, but they're kind of useless. Like, a tiny bit. Like, I fought regular cultists that were scarier than these dudes. They just do basic attack over and over.
See us. Why are they not attacking?
Wait, are the young dragons not attacking? Oh, the young dragons are attacking. Oh, they're training their kids, and any of them that don't survive are just not worth it. I do love this, like the idea that there's a couple of dragons that were smart enough that they could get over their arrogance, and they were like, look, I like to think of it as like they were having too many of their places be invaded by just an army, and they were strong, but they just couldn't beat an army. And so they were like, look guys, let's get together, we'll protect all of our young through the literally a load of us, because it'll take an insane level of... If we hide ourselves a bit, it'll take an insane level of forces to actually fight us. Look, I'm not saying that you guys are like level of being too cute to even be scared of you. But your attacks just seem pathetic in comparison. Maybe it's because I've been fighting too much of like powerful things. And actually I don't even think so. Like a drow vampire, a mature wormling, like a mature wyvern. I would put the wyvern sort of like higher level. I don't really know what a wormling is though. Oh. He looks a bit different than I expected a red dragon to be.
I'll hasten us. Run!
Larathor. Have you ever met a dragon that hasn't had a name? Like, there's never just a regular dragon. I will say this is much more interesting than some of the other stuff I've done. But I've done this before. I've been like, oh, this is really cool. And then it just immediately disappointed me. So I'm not falling for that this time. You can't fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. And you've at least fooled me a couple more times than twice. There's multiple? Or he can make copies of himself. He can definitely make copies of himself. Or multiple. It's one of the two. Is there one behind me? There's one behind me as well. That's fine. Featherfall. You have a second spell slot of Featherfall, right? Okay, cool. We didn't even superhero landing. What are we doing?
All things considered, I believe we're actually close to the artifact.
Oh, that's good. All we had to do was deal with, like, blimmin', what was it, like 5, 6, maybe even 7 dragons of some variety, and a named one. How rare. Your soul will be an excellent collection. Addition to my collection. Ooh, Lich. Can't deal with the dragons though, can ya? You're strong, but you can't deal with the dragons, can ya? Wait, is she using them to guard herself? Or is she, are they going after the... They're going after Porky. Oh, that can't be allowed. I'm gonna guess that that attack is either power, like disintegration, or like Ray of Frost. Not Ray of Frost. I mean, sickening radiance, Ray of Sickness.
Was the Lich a guardian, or just an opportunistic mage?
I mean, he's a little more than an opportunistic mage if they're a Lich, right? Liches have to be like the peak of their power. Like they're like the dark mages, but like the most powerful. They're the equivalent of like an archmage. Okay, I don't know if you can just say that. Oh, this is a random opportunistic one. Boom! Look at this. So do they hold it like a sword when they're using it as a sword, and then have to switch to the heart position? Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Okay, it's just a cape. I thought it was like a weird tail that started at like the tip of your spine. Top of your, like, there? Like, back of your neck? I realised the word tip of the spine doesn't really make any sense.
We're gonna take Mako's told us all about your adventure.
Right. I'm going to stop it here because it's the 2-hour mark. Next week we will either be playing one of the two, or maybe this if I just can't be asked if I want to finish this bit. I don't think I will, but if that happens, that happens. Until then, I wish you all good luck with the weekend. I don't know why I said good luck. I wish you all have a good weekend. And until then, I will see you later. Bye.